Hi friends, so in this video we are going to create a new dashboard which is the quality dashboard. Okay, so in our previous videos we have created different kinds of dashboard such as sales dashboard, right? One was like business analytics dashboard. Okay, so like many dashboard we have created. So in the today's dashboard we are going to create the quality dashboard. So for this particular dashboard, we have different data set. Okay, I'll provide that particular data set in description box as well so that you can practice on it for creating the same kind of dashboard. Okay, so I'll just show you the preview of that particular dashboard. Okay, so this is the dashboard which we are going to create today from scratch. Okay, so this dashboard has one new feature as well. Okay, the feature is if you observe carefully this dashboard. Okay, so there is the interactive background in it. Okay, see, if you observe carefully the background, it's moving, right? That background is called as moving background. Okay, so we are going to create this quality dashboard today from scratch. Okay, I'll tell you one by one stepwise procedure for creating such kind of dashboard. Okay, so we will start new project. Okay, I have taken this blank slide. So on this particular thing, we're going to create the quality dashboard. Okay, so we have already discussed the different steps of creating a dashboard. Okay, so what are the different steps? The first step is to load the data. Okay, so for loading the data, today also we are using Excel workbook as a data source. Okay, so just click on this Excel workbook. Okay, as you have clicked on this Excel workbook, the name of the file is sample data. Click on open. So you can find many resources on internet for the data set. I have also like got this data from internet only. So it will take hardly 10 to 15 seconds to get loaded. So if you observe carefully this particular data set, there are three subsheet. Okay, auditor, employee, master and quality data. So we'll select all these three subsheet. Okay, we'll click on this load button. So now it will take more time to get loaded because this one is the huge data set actually. Okay, so it will take 10 to 15 seconds to get loaded. So after loading, we know what is the second step, right? The second step after loading is transformation of that particular data. Transformation of that particular data means what different things we have to decide what different things which we want to calculate actually. Okay, so there are that are called as measures, right? Measures are nothing but the things which we want to calculate from this particular data set. Okay, so after loading the data, the next step is transformation of that particular data. So we will check the data whether it is correct or not. If it is not correct, we will do the corrective action on that particular data set. Okay, so I'll tell you the table. See, the first icon is of this canvas. Okay, this second one is called as table icon. Okay, so if you click on this particular table or data, we can say, so basically on the right hand side it will show there are like three different subsheet. Okay, so the first one is auditors, so it is showing auditor ID and auditor name. The second one is employee master. So basically it is showing employee ID, employee name, supervisor and their work location. Okay. And this third table, which is the big data set. Okay. So only some of the rows will be visible here. Okay. So this is the quality data. So it will get loaded. So basically 2709 rows are there. Okay. And this icon is called as model. So basically this model shows the connection between our three tables. Okay, so we know like there are three tables are there, right? So there will be like three boxes here. Okay, see, there are three tables: auditor, employee master and quality data. So if you what this model shows is which table is connected with which other table by what particular column. Okay, so first we will discuss the connection between auditor and quality data. Okay, so if you go on this arrow, okay, so it shows that auditors and quality data is connected with audit ID. Okay, so this is the common thing between these two tables. Similarly, this employee master and quality data is connected with employee ID. Okay, so these two columns are same in this particular table. So this is called as connection. Okay, so all our three tables are interconnected with each other by at least one common column. Okay, so the common column is audit ID, and here the common column is which one? Employee ID. Okay, now the next thing is we have like seen our table, right? So what we can do, data is already there, so we can start for creating the quality dashboard. Okay, we can start this. So the first thing is we have to decide the background. Okay, so as the first step is to decide the background, so I have already created the background in PowerPoint. Okay, we have this image on internet as well. You can directly take that particular image for creating this dashboard. Okay, so for loading that particular background image, what you can do, you can go on this format your report page. So basically this is called as a report page. So this particular area, okay, which is the blank one, is called as canvas, where we were going to create the report. Okay, so just go on this canvas background. Okay, after going on canvas background, see there is an option for image. Okay, so select this one and select your image location. So today we are using this one. Okay, see we have selected the image, but it is not visible. Why? Because transparency is 100%. The very first thing after selection of images, you have to reduce the transparency to 0. Okay, now see image is visible. Okay, and select the fit as image fit as fit only, so that it will take the entire location whatever is available on canvas. Okay, now the next thing is, now our background is decided, so we are using a dark theme today. Okay, we'll put background as black and all other color by this one. So I'll give you the color code for this color as well. Okay, the next thing is we have to decide the visuals and all other things. Okay, so if you observe the data, so we have all these three things. Okay, auditors, employee master, and quality data. So using this data we will create this dashboard. Okay, now two steps are done. The first one was loading the data. The second one was transformation of that particular data, right? The next thing is we have to decide what are the different parameters which we want to calculate. So the different parameters which we want to calculate is total task. Okay, we have this total task, then samples, we have this sample, then defect, we have this defect, fatal error. Okay, we have this fatal error as well, and quality score. So we will calculate the quality scores with the help of formula. Okay, so what you can do, I have already told, right, how to create a new measure, right? So basically for calculating anything you have to use this tool called as new measure, right? Just click on this new tool, type the formula for calculation of quality score. Okay, and after that you can use for that particular quality score for this card visual. Okay, so these are the first three steps. Okay, the first step was loading the data, the second step was transformation of that particular data, and the third step was to decide the new measures for this particular dashboard. Now we are going to create the visuals, okay, for this particular dashboard. Okay, so let us start for creating the visual. Okay, so the first thing is we want to calculate total task. Okay, so basically see in this particular data set, when you load this data, right, total task, sample, defect, fatal error, and these things are given. Okay, so what I did, I have just calculated the percentage. Okay, sampling percentage, quality score, fatal percentage, and defect percentage, right, so that we can show the numbers as well as percentage. Okay, for that particular thing. Okay, so what we will do now, okay, so we'll now how to create that how to create this new measure. We have to click on this new measure. Okay, so I'll just show you the logic behind it. Let's say we are calculating the sampling percentage. Okay, so the formula for sampling percentage is sampling percentage will be equals to, we will use divide function. Okay, so divide function, when we divide anything, what are the two important things? The first one is numerator, So in the first thing you have to put numerator. So the numerator will be samples, right? Sampling percentage will be sample divided by total task. So samples, comma, total task, comma. Now the third thing is if something like irrelevant value it is giving as an output, then it will give blank as an output. Okay, so this how we have calculated sampling percentage. In the same way we have calculated quality score as well. Okay, so this is the formula for quality score. Okay, so quality scores will be, if we have used if function here, if defect percentage is equals to blank, right, then blank, otherwise it will be 1 minus defect percentage, right, because we have already this data defect percentage and we can calculate this defect percentage as well. So it will be again divide function, defect divided by total number of samples. Okay, so quality score will be 1 minus defect percent, right? So you can create this three measure by your own, right? If required, if you have any doubt regarding this creating measures, just ping in the comment box, I'll tell you how to do that. Okay, go on new measure, type the same formula. Okay, now this is our canvas. Okay, so first we will calculate total tasks. So what we will do, today we will use this card visual. Okay, just drag this visual here. Okay, so total task we can directly select this, just drag this to this field option, so the number will be visible, right? But today we are using one different color, right? So we have that color code as well. So first what you can do, just select this visual, go to general, informative visual option, go to effect. Okay, background you can like off, right? You can disable the background. After that, if you observe, we are following one particular color, right? So the color code is this one. Okay, I'll provide this color code in the description box as well. Okay, if you want to create the same dashboard. Okay, after that, the thing is, go to call out value, select bold as a call out value. Okay, unit k is fine. Okay, number of decimal places will be auto, that is also fine. The next thing is the color, right? So just go on more color, paste this color. Okay, now see that the number is clearly visible, 131k as a total task. So this looks fine. Okay, the next thing is now, okay, we want to show the samples, right? So for this particular all cards, what we are doing, we will show number as well as percentage, okay, for sample, defect and fatal error. So how to do this, I'll tell you. So basically what we will do, okay, so sample, also for sample we have like the sum of all the samples, right? So again we will select the card visual. Okay, after selecting card visual, just resize the size of this particular visual like this. After that, select sample in fields. Okay, you can just drag this. Just reduce the size of this so that it will be clearly visible. So for reducing the size, just go to visual, call out values, click on bold and reduce the size like this. Okay, again the same thing, color, instead of black, go to more color, paste this one. Okay, so and we have to disable the background. So for background, general, disable the background so it is visible. Title is off, right, and category label we can disable. Okay, so what you can do, you can, now as we want to show the numbers as well, right, in the form of percentage in the same sample. Okay, so what we will do, we will select another card visual. So instead of selecting another card visual, I'll tell you one trick. What you can do, you can select this visual. Okay, you can copy this and you can paste it. Okay, so the main advantage of this Power BI is here what we can do, we can copy paste the visuals as well. Okay, so now as we want to show this number in terms of percentage, right? So we have already calculated sampling percentage, right? So instead of this summation, what we will do, we will select this measure sampling percentage like this. Okay, and now we'll reduce the size of this one. Okay, so we know how to reduce the size. Go to format your visual option, call out value, and reduce the size to 20. So this is fine now. So we will just align it like this. So it is looking good now, right? Number and percentage as well. Okay, now what we will do, we will just copy this to visual and we will drag to defect. In the same manner, we will drag it for fatal error as well. Okay, so now what you can do, see, as this is for defect, so instead of sample, untick this sample and select summation of defect, right? And for this percentage, we have to select defect percentage instead of sampling percentage. It's very easy, right? After that, here in the third card, okay, fatal error, right? So instead of this summation of sample, we will select summation of fatal error. And for this percentage, instead of sampling percentage, we will select fatal error percentage. Okay, now this like three card visuals are done. Okay, so we have already calculated total task, then we have shown sample in terms of number and percentage, then defects in terms of numbers and percentage, and then fatal error in terms of number and percentage. Now we are going to create one new visual for quality score. Okay, so for quality score, what we will do, okay, we will use this one. Okay, so this is called as a gauge chart. Okay, so we will click on this. Okay, so as we want to show the quality score, we have already calculated quality score, which is nothing but 1 minus defect percentage. Okay, so we'll just drag this quality score to value field. Okay, so this is our quality score, which is 79.88 percentage, right? Now we will just format this visual. We'll see all options for formatting this visual. I'll just drag it like this. The very first thing is we have to disable the background. So go to general, go to effect, disable the background. Okay. The next thing is we don't want title because we have already the title quality score, right? After that, we can reduce the size of this visual like this. Okay, the next thing is title we have disabled. Okay, background we have disabled, visual border we don't need, shadow we don't need, tool tips not needed. Okay, go to visual only. So gauge axis. So see, now we will like see one by one thing. Okay, so gauge axis, in gauge axis you can decide minimum and maximum value and target color as well. Okay, color, fill color, instead of this color we will use the same color. Okay, which is this one. Okay, the next thing is data label. Do we need data label? Not actually, right? So you can reduce the size little bit. Yeah, now it is clearly visible, right? Now the next thing is target label. Yes, so the color will be same again, so that the 79 point. Okay, this call out value, for call out value also we will put the same color so that 79.88 will be clearly visible. Okay, so this is the visual which we have created for quality score, right? So almost everything is done in this dashboard. Now we are going to create the remaining visual. Okay, so see, after loading the data, okay, just decide in the mind what kind of different graphs you can create. Okay, so what I am doing today, I'll use a donut chart and a bar chart. Okay, horizontal bar chart. Okay, for this particular data. So the first thing is I'll create this bar. Okay, so for this the parameter which I'll select is auditor name and their sampling percentage. Okay, so we have auditor name. So on y-axis I'll put auditor mail. Okay, and sampling percentage on x-axis. Okay, so this is the data which I got. This looks good, right? Yeah. So we will just format this so that our visual will look good. Okay, so what we will do again, same kind of formatting we will do. We will disable the background as this is our dark theme. Okay, so see, now just we want to visualize the things clearly. Okay, so what we will do, okay, uh, title is on, so for title make it bold, select the same color so that it will be clearly visible. Okay, then for x-axis and y-axis we want to, yeah, for y-axis make it bold, select same color. Okay, see, for title on y-axis same thing, make it bold, color should be same. Okay, keep the things uniform while creating the dashboard so that it will look appealing. Okay, again, go to values, bold, same color. Okay, again title, bold, same color. Okay, if you want to give the color for grid line as well, you can do. So go to grid line. Okay, so as our grid line is vertical one, the color will be same. Okay, like this, and you can increase this size of this grid line. So I guess 2 will be fine. Yeah. Okay, and you can give the color for bars. So instead of this color, we can use this one. Okay, it is looking good now. Or instead of this, we can use this. Yeah, it is looking good. Okay, and one more thing which we can do here is we can set the border for visual. So for border, go to general, go to effect, like enable this visual border. Okay, color again same. Okay, and we will give one more thing here, roundness. So roundness select as 20, near about 20, 15 to 20 you can select. Okay, now the next visual which we are going to create is quality score. For quality score, okay, so again we will just copy this visual, paste this. Just increase the size of this visual. Okay, after that what we can do, okay, we can select the chart type as donut. Okay, so we will just untake this auditor name in this one, select the chart type as donut. Okay, the next thing is our visual will be we are creating the visual for quality score, so we will create this visual for quality score in supervisor. Okay, so what you can do for values, you can select quality score, right, and for legend you can select supervisor. Okay, see, so and after that what you can do, you can just format this visual. So basically again same thing you have to do, go to format your visual option. Okay, so for legend again, for text same color thing, make it bold, select the same color. The next thing is title is already formatted, okay, and data labels we need to format, right? So values, make it bold, select the same color. Okay, so everything should be clearly visible in your dashboard. What will be the next thing which we want to do? So we will create some like three more visual. Okay, so from that the first visual is this one. We will use scatter chart, okay, for creating. So just select this scatter chart as a visual. Okay, drag it like this. Just increase the size of this one. See, at the end, the thing is your dashboard should look uniform. Okay, and select the same visual, copy it. So, okay, we will do after this. Okay, so for scatter chart, what you can do, the parameters which you can show is sample. So on x-axis we can keep samples. Okay, on y-axis you can keep defects. On y-axis you can keep defect. Okay, and legend, what you can do, you can select employees because they are sampling and they are like checking defects and all, right? So for legend you can select employee name. Okay, so this is your visual. This is your visual. So what we can do here is, okay, we will format this visual now. So for formatting, again same thing we will do. Go to general. The first thing is we have to disable the background. Okay, we have to check whether everything is clearly visible or not. So here what we can do, we can just copy this format and we'll paste it here. So most of the things will be auto formatted. The next thing is this one, right? Legend will not show. We'll disable the legend. Okay, and one more thing which we can do here is we can increase this ball size. Okay, so for increasing that particular wall size, what we can do, we can go on marker, shape, circle is selected. Okay, and we will select the size as 40, or we can select it as 60. Okay, so this is done. And title on y-axis also will format that one. Y-axis title, make it bold and select same color, and similarly for grid line also horizontal, the color is already selected, and for vertical we'll select this one only. So instead of dotted, what you can do, you can select solid so that it will be clearly visible. Okay, now this looks good. The last chart which we are going to create is the line chart. Okay, so we'll just select this one. So this is the visual for line chart. Click on this line chart. See, it is very easy for creating the visuals in Power BI, right? We have to just, okay, so we have selected line chart. The thing which we are going to show on this line chart is, okay, so we will show fatal error by month. Okay, so on on x-axis we can keep month. So we have this date data. So from date data, what we will do, we'll select months on x-axis. Okay, on y-axis we can show fatal error like this. Okay, so this is the graph. We'll just format it like this. We'll just copy this format, we'll paste it here. Instead of line chart we can select area chart so that it will be clearly visible. Yeah, so we have month on x-axis, we have fatal error on y-axis, right? We have fatal error on y-axis. So almost everything is done. Okay, now the next thing is we will create one more visual, which is the map one. Okay, we will create map visual. One more last visual we will create, which is the map one. So what you have to do, you have to select this visual map, filled map you can select, or you can select shape map. So we will select filled map today. We'll check how it will look. Just drag it, resize this visual. Okay, so on map, what different things we can show? So the best thing will be this one. Okay, we can show work location and their quality score. Okay, so for legend, what we can do, we can select quality score, which we have already calculated by subtracting defect score from 1. Okay, defect percentage from 1. And location, so we have work location of the employees. See, so it will automatically create the map, right? It will automatically create a map. So we can select this as well. So you can increase the size as well. Okay, and you can use zoom in, zoom out features for this map as well. Okay, so work location we have select. Uh, the legend will be the quality score. Sorry, data field will be quality score. Okay, select the map. So basically, we've already shown the like locations here. Okay, so this will be our final dashboard. So what we can do here, we can format this one as well. So we'll just copy this format, we'll just paste it here. Okay, let's check what we can do here in map setting. So basically we have style. So style, you can use dark theme. Okay, the next thing is control and fill color, so that is fine. Okay, so for fill color, again you can use this one and you can just zoom out a little. Okay, so this is our map visual actually. Okay, so see, if you observe our dashboard carefully, everything is uniform here. Okay, everything is uniform. So basically what we have done, we have created some card visuals for sample, defect, fatal error, quality score, and total task. We have created the visuals, bar visual for sampling percentage by auditor name. Then we have created donut chart for quality score by supervisor. Then we have created scatter chart. We have created area chart. And at last we have used map visual for showing the work location of the employees. Okay, based on their quality score. Okay, or we can say sampling percentage as well. After that, there is one more thing. Okay, I'll tell you what. Okay, the thing is, see, if you drag your cursor on this rows, right, so it is showing auditor name rows and sampling percentage is 7.78. But let's say it should show some other data based on this particular data. So for that, we use one feature that is called as tooltip. Okay, so what I did, I have already created one visual like this, which shows quality score by employee name. Okay, so we have employee name on y-axis and we have their quality scores on x-axis. Now let's say ki we want to show this particular data, okay, for this auditor only rows. So how to do that? So we have to like connect these two visuals with each other. So for that we will use the thing which is called as tooltip. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to just go on this visual. Okay, after going on this particular visual, Okay, see, there is one mistake in this particular visual. The sampling percentage is not visible. Okay, so what we will do, we'll just change the format. So this is format for x-axis and the title for x-axis. The color should be this one. We'll make it bold. Okay, now it is looking clearly. Okay, so we were discussing about the tooltip. Okay, so just click on this one. Okay, go to general setting, go to tooltip. See here, the tooltip is already enabled. Okay, so the next thing is they have option. So by default there will be default. So select report page here, and page we will select this one, employee tip. Okay, now see, if you drag this cursor here, so it will show what different employees comes under this particular auditor and what is their quality score. Okay, similarly here also it will show different. Similarly here also it will show different. If you now, let's say you want this tooltip feature for this one as well, for bubble. Okay, so select this tooltip, enable title, report page, and page, select employee. So if you go on this bubble, so it will show this one like this. So similarly we can connect all charts. Okay, tooltip, report, this and this as well. Okay, see, so the charts are interconnected now. Okay, so this was our quality dashboard. Okay, so if you have any doubts regarding this particular dashboard, or if you want to learn new things, just follow this channel. Okay, so I'll be creating like dashboard within 2 to 3 days once. Okay, and every time we will create new kind of dashboard. So basically we have dataset available on internet, but I'll give you one drive link in the description box. Okay, so you can use the same dataset and you can practice this Power BI dashboard. Okay, so thank you for joining. Okay, so one more thing which was remaining, so it was that live background, right? So I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so we'll do that on new page. Okay, so see, this is called as canvas. So first here, for giving the live background, what you can do, just click on this insert button. Okay, so we have here one option, buttons, on the right side of text box. Select that particular option. Okay, and here you can select blank. Okay, just enlarge this one. Okay, just enlarge this one. Now what you can do, you can play with this options. Okay, you can play with this option. So for button we have shape here. Shape is fine, rotation not needed, style not needed actually. Okay, go to general, go to effect, background, do we need? No. Okay, go to button, go to style. See, just disable everything here. Okay, just disable everything here. Go to fill option. Okay, so here is one option for selecting the image fill. Okay, so just enable this fill. We have to select the image here. Okay, for that particular live. So for that particular interactive thing, we have to select the GIF image, right? So I have this image network 1. Okay, so I'll just open this. Okay, now we have to select the fit. Okay, so instead of normal fit you can select fit. So see, your background will be live and interactive one. Okay, so it will be a moving background. Now on this particular background you can create different visuals, but this one will run at the backend. Okay, so this was it for today's video. Thank you for joining.